Thank you for allowing me to come up here and say what I have to say. I'm not new to Norco. I first lived here in 1954. I've been back to Norco after a stay in Corona. But when I bought my house, I always was under the impression that my house was my property. And when I bought it, I knew Norco had horses. I knew that in some areas they had cows, they got peacocks, they got goats. And I knew that. And I'm not against it. I really don't understand how the attitude here has become a them or us. You know, I live in the area that you're talking about. I never signed a petition. Nobody came to the door. I never heard of whoever the guy is that's sending it out. I read it in the newspaper. The point I'm saying is when I lived here in 1954, it was a small community. Everybody knew everybody. And everybody got along. What I saw here tonight was amazing. It's like the people that live here want to take my rights away, and the people that live there want to take their rights. Somebody else wants to take their rights away. Nowhere in this process has anybody that I've heard say, we don't want animals here. I don't have them. My wife and I were both retired. My kids are grown. I mean, my grandkids come over. They like seeing the horses go up and down the street. Where I live, I pay an assessment to guarantee the horse trail is safe. A lot of the people in this room don't pay that, but I do, and I don't complain about it. I think it's appropriate. If you're going to ride a horse, ride it in a safe area. And the horse trails are safe, for the most part. And they should be safe. And we should all take care of it. But I pay to take care of my horse trail. When I bought my house, I don't have a path for where I live. There is no path for it. But I don't tell you what you can build on your house, on your property. I don't tell you what color to paint it. I don't even tell you what kind of horse to buy. One, I wouldn't know what to tell you. But the point is I don't think it's appropriate for the city or the citizens of the city to say what I can do on my property. I'm not building a gymnasium. I'm too old, too slow, bad knees, can't dribble. So I don't need a gymnasium. But I do have a motorhome, and I like to park it inside. Okay? And I do have a swimming pool, because the doctor told me I needed to do it. And I didn't ask anybody to pay for it. I'm not going to ask anybody whether they want to look at my pool or not. And I'm not trying to encroach upon anybody else. You can have anything you want. The guy down the street's got peacocks. For God's sakes, man, you want something noisy, that's noisy. And I don't go down there and say, hey, shut your peacock up. So what I'm saying to you is I don't think that if you've got a problem with the buildings, throwing animals into the mix is the answer. Take care of the buildings. Don't worry. The animals are going to be here.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. All of us have an American dream. Can you agree with that? Right? Okay. Well, this is Horstown, USA.
Address the council, please, Glenn.
And, you know, in my heart, I look for a place for me to live out my American dream, and this town is it. And it's probably the last one you're ever going to see in the United States. And I'm for this. I urge you to vote yes on it.
Followed by Allison Gagnon.
Mayor, council, most of you guys know me. I moved here, no, sorry, any better? Moved here a while back. You guys know why I moved here. I had many different purposes, but one of the main reasons is because I had horses. I really believe that this needs to pass. Anything that stops what people here in Norco moved here for, which are animal keeping rights, being able to have your horses and animals, these things need to pass. It's our way of life. Anyone who moved here since knew it was our way of life. support we need. So, you shouldn't be telling us, we should be loud. And we were here a long time before that. That's all I got to say.
Should be followed by Lois Luke.
Evening, council, citizens of Norco. I hate doing this. I first and foremost am a horse owner. I own large breed. I have Friesians. You've probably seen them. I know you're looking at them, not me, so we can fight with my husband later. I have a feeling that this vote is going in fear because there's a broken policy. And when you vote out of fear on a broken policy, you're gonna get another broken policy. 864 square feet is less than a 30 by 30 enclosure. That is enough to possibly house one of my horses with no room to turn around, lay down, sleep, and eat. This policy, if it passes, I'm wondering what the proceeds are going to be used for. How much of this new revenue is going to be used to police these new buildings and to fix our schools, bolster our police and fire forces? And I'm getting lost. And I'm really nervous and I apologize. If this proposal goes back to council and gets fixed in a more appropriate manner for horse keeping, animal keeping rights, I do believe that there is a consensus that we can all get along. And the PACA was passed because of this new area, Norco Ridge Ranch or whatever it's called, to make sure that the flatlanders like me would be able to keep our horses. That was a fear that we had at the time, that they were going to take them away then. It's a fear we have again, that they're going to try to do it again. And I don't believe that 864 square feet is adequate to house anything but a miniature horse. Please think about your vote and think about the horses that you supposedly are trying to save.
Followed by Van Leach.
I'm not going to address the audience because I don't care what the audience thinks. I'm addressing you five who have the authority to make us do things we don't want to do anyway. Number one, Danny Acevedo is president of the Horsemen's Association. He, I am sure, seated in this building with all Horsemen's Association. This group does not represent 1/50th of our population in the city of Norco. The rest of the people are so disinterested because whatever they come up and ask for, they don't get it anyway. I know I don't. Now, number one, Councilman Acevedo is a governing member of the governing body. If this isn't a conflict of interest, I don't know what is. Her husband is president of the Horsemen's Association. He brought all his buddies, his bullies with him. It's got nothing to do, the structure building has not a damn thing to do with animals. Not a thing. We're making vegetable stew out of a serious building job. Let's either straighten out the building problem or straighten out the horse problem. Whichever one is your priority. But I don't appreciate a 15-story building blocking out my view. And Harvey, I have plenty of view. 3 or 4 piles of manure every day looking on my back porch. So that's my view. I want this investigated. I want to find out if there's a conflict of interest between Danny Acevedo and Kathy Acevedo and this proposal. This is a mishmash as far as I'm concerned, and I don't mince words. I am serious.
house 3,300 Crestview, year and a half ago. And I went to the city and they said I could build a building, a barn, 2,500 square foot, 17 feet tall. I lived 5 or 6 houses from the gymnasium. I don't think they should take my right to be able to do that because somebody messed up and let somebody build something 30 feet tall. You know, our neighborhood is full of horses. We don't want anybody to lose their right to have their horses. I'm very happy with keeping the 3,300 square feet of packet that I'm required to have. And I'd ask you to allow me to have my right that I was given when I bought that house a year and a half ago. You know, I want a barn for my animals and for my equipment. And I don't understand why they allowed that huge building there. I was told that wasn't allowed. I'm not for this. I don't want the restrictions, but like I said, I investigated before I bought the home, and they told me that I could do 2,500 square foot. Another man spoke today that he has at least 4,000 square foot building on his property below me, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with having a PACA, any of that. But I think that I should have my right, as I was told I